What's going on YouTube? Earth Power here, bringing you guys content in 2024. Isn't that crazy?
And me, Garabon.
Garabon's here, guys.
This is crazy. We got a collab.
It's happening. Get ready.
But
And what's going on YouTube? We're back, and I've got Garabon with me.
yo, how's it going, everyone?
And we are back for the live narration of a Survivor Series video. Pretty neat little idea that Garabon and I put together for you guys today.
Yeah, this should be a really fun one. The basic concept is simple. We're each going to choose 5 decks, and you keep playing with that deck until you lose, and the last one standing is the winner.
And that's the whole thing. So without further ado, we're going to get into our deck selections, and I'm going to head over to that.
All right, so the decks available is pretty much just all the decks that you had at your house. So let's see what you had. I know there was a whole bunch of them there, and I can't remember all of them. There were so many.
Yep, I am trying to get this video to play live. Give me one moment.
Oh, no.
Doesn't want to play now.
There we go. Okay. Oh, no, spoilers?
No, we're good. All right, and we're live, and we're in. All right.
Okay.
Technical difficulties aside, it's been a hell of a week, guys. Strapping. So,
All right, so we've got rock, paper, scissors for first pick, and it looks like you got first pick of the deck.
Yep. So I'm in between, and I didn't want to overthink this one too much. I just went for the tried and true. I took this to almost every IDC match that I played in the series for IDC 5 or CIDC 5, and I went with water, fire, nature, tempo. So.
Yeah, always a solid choice, and I kind of went with a similar strategy of just take something that's generically good, which it looks like was red-green rush, and then also Forbos control. So
yeah,
2 decks that I'm pretty familiar with, and
yeah,
just very solid overall.
Yeah, all of these lists are pretty standard. I would venture to say, for those of you who are familiar with the IDC meta, we'll go over, I'm sure, throughout the video, some of the key parts of some of these decks. Like the Hydro Hurricane list is much different than the deck profiles that you guys have seen here on the channel over the past couple of years. But this version is the one with the 3 Gigazald. And then I, just to do my boy Claude a solid here, I went with his 2 tried and true decks. Went with 3 Civ, Hydro Hurricane, and Water Dark. Aggro.
Yeah. In the moment, I didn't even realize that was a double cloud pick.
Yep.
So, yeah, I tend to prefer control decks, so you could see me going for the Fortress Shell deck, and then also the Survivors deck, just because that's a pretty fun deck to play.
Yeah, shout outs to Otto for winning the most recent IDC as of this video posting. So that is his list, right down to the Tornado Flame. And then I decided, so seeing you pick Forbos, this is where some counter picks start to come into play. So if you didn't notice, we went 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then you'll pick your last one. I went to counter pick your Fortress Burn with a Warlord Alzonius, 2 Civ Warlord Alzonius, Water Light, and then the 3 Civ Wave Striker Rush.
Yep. And then for my last pick, I just wanted to balance out. I felt like I had 1 rush deck and then just 2 controls, so I wanted to go with something a little rushier for the last pick, so I went with the Fire Water Rush.
Yeah, I really, after picking these decks, and, shout outs to 2 times speed, there's going to be very little editing here, so strap in, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, after seeing your picks, I started to not necessarily regret my picks, but and again, you just kind of know how it's going to go, right? Like, yeah, you just pick the most solid decks you can, and I think we did a pretty good job of picking pretty much everything at the top of the tier list, with the exception of, a couple of my picks and Warlord, which is still, I would consider, probably a top 8 deck type.
I mean,
possibly.
I would say any of the decks that were on the table can compete with the other ones. There will be, of course, really bad matchups here and there, but they're all very competitive decks.
For sure.
That they can all take games, and when you're just playing a survival best of 1, anything can happen.
Yeah. But I definitely opted for a lot more tempo, and after seeing you have Forbos and Fortress, I won't say that I wasn't a little worried. So, can't really see what the die roll there was. I'm sure we'll figure out who gets to go first here in a minute, and it's me. Yeah. So, right. And my first pick was, and we did this not at random, but without the others' knowledge, so that we couldn't counter pick each other in the beginning. And I went with the 3 Civ Wave Striker Rush deck.
Yeah, and I can see that Ganta in my hand, so I'm pretty sure I started with Fire Nature Rush.
Yeah.
I felt like it was just has good matchups across the board, except maybe against the Hydro Hurricane it would have struggled, but I was pretty comfortable with the 4 and 5 odds, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And you say you have 4 and 5. Like, I think, at least according to statistics from all of the IDC data that we have, it's Fire Nature Rush has an almost 55% matchup against the board. So
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think it's like the highest winning deck by percentage. So and that's just based on volume too. So I think without a doubt, definitely a very good first pick and probably one I should have made versus the tempo deck, but had to go with the boy. Had to get the one down. So, in a bit of a struggle here. So these are all Survivor Series matches, which means there is no best of 3. It's just when the deck loses, you got to move to a new deck. And I finally get Wave Strikers up and running, which is good. It's almost a guarantee with this deck. There's no reason you shouldn't have Wave Strikers up and running by your turn 4. And I was very fortunate to have the second Azra with 6,000 power and Merlee keeping it out of Comet Missile and... not that Comet Missile's in this deck, but what do you call it? Volcanic Arrows, keeping it out of range.
Yeah, Volcanic Arrows for sure. 6,000 power limit, so
Yeah.
I'd have to go over the Merlee first. Which puts me in kind of a tough situation because I have to smash through a 7,000 power blocker just to kill the Merlee.
But
so I'm kind of in a pickle already. We're going to charge the Pyro Fighter for another Pyro Fighter, though.
Yeah, this was definitely the point of contention that I was hoping to put you in, because I figured if you broke the 2 shields here and lost a creature, you lose your board. And that's fine by me, because at that point, I don't think you ever would have been in a position to beat double Azra, at least for the next 2 turns. And if that was the case, I could have gotten to Holy All on this following turn to clear your board and then set up for game. So when you went for the creature kill, I was able to safely put down Holy All, and I think I'm just in a spot to just win now. So
yeah, you had so much in your hand, so it was kind of, I don't know, when you had 5 mana, it's pretty high chance that you'd be able to play the 2 Wave Strikers and then take out the Ganta, so it just made it really difficult for me, knowing that I couldn't even break all your shields there, really.
Right. And I know what everyone's saying now. Why break a shield? Why not just wait? Just want to get this game over with. Sapient Tark essentially makes Ben have to play, or Garabon, however you guys know him. I don't know. I like first names. But basically sets it up to where he has to, at least in my eyes, set 2 creatures to even stick one. So felt safe breaking a shield there, even if it was Torcon. And if it does manage to be the Volcanic Arrows, I'll just win the game. So
you also had the blockers on board, so it was pretty safe at that point.
Yeah, and after the pass with the Storm Shell, I was pretty much set up to, or no, I did not even with the Skyscraper Shell. The Volcanic Arrows set you up, and unless it was the last shield Volcanic Arrows, I was pretty much set to win that game. And you couldn't have double speed attackered me the following turn anyways.
Yeah, I didn't have the mana for it, and I had to just get rid of something. I needed Volcanic Arrows one way or the other, so I think just clearing the creature was what I needed to do. But, I mean, at that point, I was like, the only way I'm winning this is if you start breaking my shields, and it's like 3 Torcons and then last shield Volcanic Arrows or something. Yeah. So I knew it was very, very unlikely, but you have to just play it out anyways and hope for the best.
Right. Yeah, and unfortunately, and shout-outs to Dragon Shield for making my dog into shields. So, for those of you who remember that.
Yeah, I love those sleeves. And Dragon Shield, like, not sponsored, by the way, but they make very quality sleeves. And those art sleeves, like, they felt good. They shuffle good. I'm definitely going to go make some of those myself.
Heck yeah, man.
Maybe not of your dog. Maybe I'll,
no, please.
Maybe one of my cats or something.
I'll send you the images. Let Atari run free. He liked you quite a bit.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
I'll let him know you said that. So what is your counter pick to Wave Strikers? So that's the part of the Survivor Series piece of this. The way we're playing. If is for what is it? Last man standing. I think is the way this one's considered.
Yeah. So when your deck loses the one game, it's eliminated, and if all your decks are eliminated, you're out. So it kind of sets up a place where we can counterpick stuff. It looks like I did go for the Fortress Burn deck. I couldn't remember if I did Fortress Burn or Forbos, but yeah, it looks like we're gonna charge 2 fortresses right away.
Yeah, and I'm feeling okay about this match. I've had tough run-ins, and Fortress, for the most part, should be able to handle Rush relatively well as long as it sees its progression, like you're seeing right now, Bronze Arm Trap into Sky Sword. Um, but I was feeling, and again, maybe I'm just naive to the matchup, but my general consensus with Fortress Shell is that when boards go wide on Fortress Shell, Fortress loses. Like there's no
Yeah.
wide kill with Fortress. So if you can just stay ahead of their curve, then you should be fine. And
Yeah, the only kind of mass removal you have to worry about is the double kill from why can't I remember the name? Miraculous Plague.
play,
I almost
yeah.
called it the Japanese name, but yeah.
Does it have a different name in Japanese?
Yeah, it's not miraculous something, it's like Eternal Sword, I think is what it
Hmm.
is. So I almost called it Miraculous Sword.
That holds up. It does. It is a giant sword.
Shout out to I made a channel in Japanese that I only put one video on, but we were comparing the names of cards in Japanese and English. And the Japanese guy I was comparing with, he couldn't believe Miraculous Plague. He just didn't understand why it was called Plague. Like, where's the plague?
Yeah. Just a
But
dark, swampy looking sword, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. Anyways, I'm playing Logic Cube, and I'm kind of searching through and trying to figure out what kind of shields I have to rely on right now.
After not really.
It was a little bit. I would consider this my disadvantage in this matchup because
Yeah.
you know all the decks a little bit better than I know them. So I was trying to remember from like looking at the list 5 minutes prior.
Yeah, and part of me was like, I'll pull up the list, and then realizing immediately that the way we're watching this video right now is because my phone was recording it. So super unhelpful per the usual. But yeah. So there's some. Again, I'm so now I'm going wide with Wave Strikers. I was really dreading you having Clamp that turn, and fortunately you had to Logic Cube to get there. So now
Yeah.
that you're at 6 mana without a board, and I'm 4 on with 2 creatures at 6,000 plus, I'm feeling pretty good about it if you want to Clamp.
Yeah, I think going in with that shield was good because I'm not going to clamp you now because I have to try to deal with something or just get something going. And I got a little unlucky there with the multi-civ, I think.
Yeah, because you're holding.
I think I
Clamp,
wanted to at
yeah.
least clamp after that, but because I couldn't, all I can really do is soul swap out for the Sky Sword. And hope that maybe my new shield is going to be better than what I know was in my shields.
Yeah.
Or what I was not quite sure was in my shields.
Yeah, using Goliath to continue to keep you off of creatures. I don't want any swap shenanigans here in the last turn or two with some Sky Sword stuff. So, which actually worked out because I ended up hitting Soul Swap. So,
Yep. So I'm kind of thinking what I want to get rid of. And it looks like I got rid of, was that the blocker?
yeah, it was the last
From
6,000
Macho
power
Melon.
thing that could swing. So, hitting a lot of triggers early, which is super unfun. So, yeah, played the Goliath that turn. Macho Melon just got swapped in, so you just save yourself the shield and hit the turn up.
So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8 mana at this point. It looks like you had just one card in your hand, so
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much riding this board to victory. If you can deal with it, that's pretty much it for survivors, but that's or wave strikers. But that's typically the case with these things. Once you can get me down to 2 or less, they're just kind of vanilla, vanilla garbage.
yep. All right. So I Spiral Gate and then Clamp because I figure at least that way I guaranteed get rid of something. And I was not happy to see that.
Yeah, top the Pyrofighter like a savage. God, I'm really good at this game, guys. At least I try to pretend to be.
All right, so there we go. Getting the Miraculous Plague so I can at least try to clear multiple stuff on my turn.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit going on here, and you knew you had the Surfer because we'd had part of that conversation about how many cards were in the deck, and so I think you knew that was
Yeah,
down there.
I remember I knew there was at least a Terra Pit and the Surfer. I think I didn't know that there was a Logic Cube, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So now my situation is I could play the Miraculous Plague, but you still have a speed attacker in hand, and then I don't have a way to get another shield or set up a blocker. So I'm just trying to check all my stuff. If I remember this correctly, I don't have a soul swap, which would have helped because I could soul swap out the Fortress Shell to get rid of the fire mana.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, I think that's what I was trying to do is like get rid of the fire mana and then, or like soul swap out Macho Melon for the fire mana, something like that, and then kill stuff. But I think I just was a little bit short on mana because I needed the only way I could get the soul swap was by playing a Fall Liga, and at that point I'm already down 5 mana and I just can't do anything good. But I had to just make sure. I'm pretty sure I just scoop it up in a second here, but I just wanted to make sure I
Yeah.
wasn't missing something really obvious.
Yeah, because I didn't
And then
realize
the
you
comments on
could've-
YouTube would be like, "What are you doing? Why didn't you see this play?"
Yeah, that's tough because obviously you can foul there. I know you end up going for, I think, the stream that's in your hand just to see if you can generate some better
Yeah.
play
But
here.
I think I'm pretty sure that there's nothing else that's really going to help that much.
Yeah, the pyro in hand and taking out that last shield was definitely the nail in the coffin.
Yep.
So,
Oh, that looked like a second pyro fighter off
Yeah.
the top too. I was super
top-
dead. Okay, I didn't even know
top
that.
The other one. Yeah, super tough. So, Rush Wave Strikers taking 2 games, knocking out Fortress and Fire Nature Rush early. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, that's
Turns out
definitely a good start.
we and I don't know if we ever said any of this on the channel. I know I probably said it on a live stream maybe if we were playing, but like Christian, Gorby, and I really thought we broke the meta with that Wave Striker build when we came back to the game, like towards the end of 2022. Or was it? Yeah, I guess that would have been, the end of 2022. Really thought we broke the meta by coming up with that, a deck out strategy, and like a better survivors list, like just a more like put together survivors list. We were like, is this the true meta? Like, because it was Wave Strikers could beat survivors, survivors could beat deck out, and deck out could beat Wave Strikers. And I was like, maybe this is the game. And then in that first matchup in the bracket series, we put Wave Strikers got pitted against the Aura Pegasus with 4 Valkyrs in it, and turns out a 7,000 power blocker just beats Wave Strikers.
Yeah, I remember watching that, and there was just nothing it could do.
And it was just super disappointing because we thought we just found just the best deck, and then this deck just fell into obscurity from there.
Okay, so I think to no surprise, it looks like I am going in with the next control deck.
Yeah,
It looks like the Porbos deck is what I chose.
Yeah.
So let's see if we have a little bit more luck there. Early Dimension Gate to learn my shields and get something that I need to my hand. Once again, I'm going to take an extra minute longer to figure out the shields just because I don't know the list card for card exactly, but I checked everything before going into the game.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. I think this is the deck that I have my the hollow pits in too. So a little bit of
I love those
bling
hollow
for you
pits.
there. Oh yeah, the cat kind of wobbled the. Yeah, so here's where we fix the camera and make everybody seasick for a few seconds.
Uh-oh.
Shoutouts
I'm
to
actually
Duel.
surprised. You can still see like the whole field the whole time.
we did our best, and now it's just super off center. I think, do I get up again to fix this, or is it just going to be off center for the rest of the? Yep.
Yeah, maybe as long as you can see everything.
Super cool. All right, love this. Oh boy.
Oh, early clamp is pretty strong.
Yeah, incredibly strong. There's obviously I can still get Wave Strikers up and running, but now I'm playing with 1 card in hand on 3 mana, and as long as I don't just run into an awkward shield trigger, we should be good to go. Sky Sword here is the only card I don't want to see, I think.
Yeah, I did search the Sky Sword on turn 3 with that Dimension Gate, so I do have it for sure.
Yeah, yep. So, having that, hitting another, should be good to go.
Oh yeah, and that
here.
looks like a Holy Awe in hand. That's not going to do much.
Yeah. And now you just need to focus on stabilizing. If you can kill a creature, an APOC here can kill two thing, or it can kill, yeah, two things, and then you could bounce with Sky Sword if you have the APOC.
Yeah. I think I don't have it because if I did, I would have just played it pretty quickly.
Yeah. See the Volcano Charger in your hand? That's also not terrible. It'll get rid of Macho Melon at least.
Yeah. And then a
Got the
Bronze Arm
info.
Tribe. And then, yeah, you have the blocker, so I can't do much with that.
Interesting. Yeah, just keeping yourself alive. And here's where old Earth Power makes a trivial mistake here. And you what do I hit here? What do you
Yeah.
oh yeah,
So
you're
I
looking at
remember
swap. Yeah.
this was a soul swap, and I was looking at the board. I was like, I'm holding a Miraculous Meltdown in my hand. And so my plan was just to use it and try to go in for the win with my 2 creatures. So I think I can't swap out your guy because if I do, like, I swap out something that kills my own creature, or I swap out the blocker into the speed attacker. And I wanted to save it so I could Meltdown and get rid of your blocker on the same turn. So I was like, makes more sense to wait and then just hard cast it on my turn, so you don't get the
Yeah.
Pyro Fighter speed attack.
Yep. And as
And
soon
then I
as
have 2 shots to go in.
yeah, and as soon as you don't hit with it, I immediately realize you're holding on to it. I'm like, ah, crap! I'm playing right into it, and you're down to 1 shield with 2 creatures on board that I can't clear. So
Yeah.
once I stop attacking, you have the swap to clear my blocker, and doesn't matter at that point. So I need
Yep.
Holy on shields to win, and I don't have it, and that is the game.
Yeah,
So-
I felt pretty good about it, seeing you had the 2 Holy Awes in your mana already.
Yeah. Yeah, I think regardless of whether I had Holy All in my mana already, I think you just have to go for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I had like the Apocalypse Vise to stabilize at that point, so
Yeah.
I had to just go for it.
Fair enough.
All right, so now you are onto your second deck of 5.
Yeah, I have to decide what I'm gonna try to beat up Forbos control with, and I think, yep, I go for the tried and true. Got to go with the old classic water, fire, nature tempo. So.
Yep. And because you've probably noticed all these sleeves are different, we are able to pretty much decide what deck the other person is using right away before like the mana is played.
Yeah. And that's fair. I mean, at this point, we're counter picking. Oh, look, am I going to stabilize this finally? Oh, thank God. All right.
Okay.
It's a little
Yeah,
bit better.
better.
I'll take it. So watching this video with my head cocked to the side right now. Give everybody some neck strain. Shout outs to neck strain. Anybody who's still watching, comment neck strain. We're here for you. Wake up in the morning with a sore neck, know that Earth Power gave it to you. And guess who just like is so used to his own decks and shuffling them that I just laid out your Forbos control in front of him.
I forgot, but I didn't even notice. I forgot completely.
So I think part of my
That's
like
incredible.
lapse of judgment here. So Forbos is the deck I keep in like one of the single deck boxes that's always on the table. Because like when I'm playing games or watching TV or just doing anything, I just have to have something in my hands. And so like shuffling deck is just like cathartic for me. And that's the deck that I do that with. So I think when you handed it to me and I shuffled it a few times, I was like, yep, this is the deck. And I just laid
Time
it
to
out.
go. That's funny you mentioned that because I do the same. I usually have a deck of cards, just like regular playing cards, on my desk or in my drawer or something, ready to go. And sometimes if I'm just like watching something really passively, I just shuffle.
Yep. It's my little fidget nuance. But yeah, so this is pretty straightforward. I draw a pretty cool progression here. And I make a very odd play, but it just felt right in the moment. Because I could have played Lucky Ball down and played Pig. But I'm playing against a fire deck that runs 1,000 power removal creatures, Volcanic Era, or Volcanic Charger, APOC, and stuff like that. And I just wanted
I think
to have...
Burst Shot too.
Yeah, Burst Shot. Yeah, I wanted to have something that just had some beef to it by its own. So it just felt like playing the 4 mana vanilla 3,000 power creature was correct here over Pig.
I remember in the moment thinking it was kind of strange, but then like you can see in my hand I've got the Burst Shot, and I'm like, this Burst Shot is just not good now. I was hoping you were gonna just double summon.
Yeah, and then I get
so
super unlucky because I had Rebirth and I had Searing Wave in hand, and then I topped into the Ganta. So I just give up on the Searing Wave play the other Ganta, and I'm just all systems go now. Because I definitely would have Searing Wave that board, swung in with the last 3, and let a Rebirth be my answer at the end there.
Every time I see a thinking about shield, I always assume that it's a soul swap just because there's so many different options to think about. But if I remember correctly, I think I'm thinking about like a burst shot maybe. And it
Yeah.
just is not worth burst shotting.
Yeah, I hit the second burst shot there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can just trade with the Sky Sword here.
Yeah, you need to be able to clear a creature. You need to be able to clear 2 creatures here. APOC is 100% the card you need, and even APOC doesn't get you there, unfortunately. So
Yeah, that's the thing, because I could take out like the 2 Gantas or a Ganta and the Lucky Ball, but I can't get rid of everything. So I have to just hope that I'm lucky with the Sky Sword shield.
the second time Sky Sword has hit a multi has hit another Sky Sword for you.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, have the Rebirth,
And
can go get the Bombat, which is my
that
fun little
hurts.
tech. Yeah. So
I love it. I love a Bombat as a one of in Rebirth, like aggressive Rebirth decks. I think it's really good.
yep. Yeah, take advantage of all these Sky Swords and Mystery Us's. So
Yep. Yeah, there's so many good 5s that you'll see on board all the time. So
yeah, so now I am 4 decks on your last 2. Your last 2 being Survivors and Water Fire.
yeah, Waterfire Rush and Survivors should be my remaining 2.
Yeah, and I've got this Water Dark, still got Light Water Dark, Hydra Hurricane, and whatever my last list was. I can't even remember what I picked anymore.
Um,
What else did I grab? This was first pick. Picked both.
was it
Claws.
some kind of control deck maybe?
I picked Alzonius, but then I beat Fortress early, so I'm like, I just have Alzonius now.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's what it was.
Didn't even get a chance to counterpick.
Okay, so here we go. I have 2 decks left. Let's see what I ended up going for. I do see some Rush cards in my hand, and I do remember, yes, it is a Waterfire Rush, and I do have the turn 1 Deadly Fighter Braid Claw.
Which is just super unfortunate because I need to hit a Surfer early, otherwise I just think things go bad for me. And yeah, unfortunately, no shield trigger there means bad news bears. So
Yeah.
let's see if I can hit my 2-drop. All right, looks like I always have the Ganta, so shout outs to this being my deck. But again, just more bad news. Looks like Soul Swap, which is just super inconvenient here. Part of me wants to Soul Swap Ganta for Bronze Arm Tribe here, just to have the mana advantage back in my favor. But that means
you'd still be able to trade with Deadly Fighter.
Yeah, which is just super unfortunate. Because I don't really have a good follow-up even at 4 mana. Like, I can't play 2/2-drops the following turn unless I hit... so I need the nature mana. So, and it worked out. So.
Yeah, I think, like, swapping out any of my stuff didn't really help you that much in that situation. So I like that play. I think it was smart.
Yeah. So, fortunately, I'm able to play the 2/2-drops here, but back is completely against the wall, and keeping you off a speed attacker seems like a little unlikely here. And
yeah,
you.
Oh no, a unicorn fish.
So you don't play it. I saw you top the Pyro, so
did I have it?
Like
okay? Yeah, maybe
take the safe play here.
Yeah.
Because I guess regardless, you have the Pyro, and it's not like I can discard it. So
I think that was probably the thinking, that like you can't discard it, and if I just get you to 0 shields, I don't think you're playing blockers, and you're not going to kill me on this turn.
Yeah, because
so I think it was just like really safe against any shield triggers.
Yeah, my one out there would have been the swap. Would have been Surfer, just second shield trigger plus Soul Swap.
Yep.
because Soul Swap could have swapped out your speed attacker, and then any other bounce would have taken you off the board, and then I could have potentially found a comeback there. So I don't hate the play. It doesn't seem like it makes sense on paper, but it clearly.
I think it's one of those ones where there's the situation I was in is so far ahead at that point that it probably didn't matter.
Right.
So whether it was a misplay or not, it probably worked out.
I
for
don't
me.
think it's a misplay so much as like you win the game 99% of the time doing it this way, and you win it like 95% of the time doing it the other way. So regardless, you're winning the game.
Yeah, so something is just slightly more optimized. Oh, then the spiral gate of the shield is just to rub the salt in the wound.
Absolute BM, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man, and that takes out Water, Fire, Nature, Tempo. So with that, I am now down to 3 decks.
Yeah, 3-2. So I'm trying to get it a little bit closer at this point to see if we can make a comeback.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, no, it's never a comeback. Not when it's a best of one. What do you call it? Survival rounds?
Yeah, so like Survivor Series or Last Man Standing.
Yeah, last man standing sounds cool. Last deck standing.
Yeah. So I think I end up going into Alzazonius here. I think that's my thinking is I've already beat the deck that I counterpicked this for. So this deck has large creatures and decent blockers and a ton of bounce and shield triggers. Yep. So, you know, I should have picked Lightwater Dark outright, but I figured let's give Alzonius some screen time, and my thought process was I'm ahead of deck, and this was just kind of a free deck at this point, so let's see if I can win the 50-50 matchup.
I think it is a really cool deck, and I'm glad we're going to get to watch it.
Yeah,
I just think it's cool. Alzonius is a really cool card.
It is, and I worked with I just hit up Dark Signer. This is like his pet deck, his baby project deck. That I think he top forward one of the latest IDCs with it. But it's a deck he brings quite a bit, and so I asked him for his list to see where he was at with the list as far as his optimization. So that's what I ended up bringing. And shout outs to Belix, really punishing that Deadly Fighter there.
Yeah, sometimes I think playing Deadly Fighter turn 1 is very risky when you know the other deck is running 2-drop blockers. I felt like it was just like the amount of pressure that Deadly Fighter can put on if they don't have it is so much that I think it was probably worth it. But this is looking pretty tough right now for me, actually.
Yeah, no, feeling very good about my position at the moment. Fortunately, your deck has a ton of bounce, and taking me off of my 3,000 power creature essentially lets Snip Striker just start to do what it wants to. So
yep, I also figured that get your Gladiator out of there.
Yeah, 100%. So I have to. I'm really regretting playing the Sirion down in mana early as the multi-civ. Definitely should have held on to it because I don't think I realized how much trouble the Snip Striker is about to give me over the course of the next turn or two.
Yeah, I mean 3,000 power it's not that bad.
It's nothing to scoff at. So get back. What am I doing? Oh yeah, so I get back. I get rid of the and again, you want to talk about just potential regrettable mistakes. Probably should have bounced back the Snip Striker there. You have enough bounce, and again, Snip Striker just continues to be something that's undealable with. So probably should have bounced back the Snip Striker there. Maybe forced an awkward play with Unicorn Fish and Rickaboo. But fortunately, I'm able to get Sirion and Belix down this time, and barring double Spiral Gate, should be able to at least deal with the Snip Striker finally.
Yeah, so it looks like we're just going to go for the lucky ball, draw a couple cards. And we do have 4 creatures, so Snip Striker can attack once again. Is he going to, though? Because he would have to trade with Belix if you block.
I think he has to go here, right? Like,
yeah.
Because I'm holding Holy All. So, like, I'm surprised I took that shield. I probably shouldn't have done that. Looking back at it now, but I think I'm still fine. So, Don't know why I wanted the extra creature, because I'm going to have to bounce with the Belix anyways. I'm surprised I took that shield. Don't know if that was an oversight or not.
Do you? I think the Belix is maybe just doesn't attack, or yeah, it kills there
Swing of
because the
it.
Snip Striker can't attack right now because you have so many
Correct.
creatures.
Correct, yeah. So I figured this is my way of locking down Snip Striker. It's just 4-on-1. There's no way he's going to be able to attack with it this turn. Wink.
Yeah. If there's a will, there's a way. This Snip Striker, he's trying to do everything.
He's trying to
Okay,
get
Aqua Guard and Pyro Fighter.
Yeah.
The blocker is tapped, so Pyro Fighter can get the free kill, and the Snip Striker just continues attacking.
Yep, because you get 3-on-2 at that point. But unfortunately, Snip Striker has to die here. I can't let it live any longer. So unfortunately, now I'm down one extra shield that I really shouldn't be. I really should have blocked that Snip Striker way earlier, and
Yeah.
I didn't. So this Belix should have just died a long time ago. So part of me wonders here too, and this might have been a mistake. I probably should have broken a shield there. My goal was to, if you're able to deal with my board even a little bit, I would have the Alzonius. And as long as you didn't have bounce, I was good to go, because I have the Belix and the Alzonius in hand. So we're just going to end up going for it now because I have to. We have a quick conversation about how shield triggers work and unblockable stuff, and it doesn't matter because
I think we're talking about if you should double break first or last, and I think we
yeah.
decided it's just if I have a trigger, it just bounce something else, then
Right.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because the double break has to go at some point in the attack progression. So
Yep.
And unfortunately, that's just how it goes. So
So I had the Spiral Gate and an Aqua Surfer, so it was pretty solid win there.
Yeah. That is the one. I guess the reason why you play fire, water, and that's is that your boys deck? Is that the one that he likes to bring a lot?
Yeah, that's Corral's been bringing that to a lot of the IDCs, and he's been doing pretty well with it. He's had a few tops. I think he even topped once, but wasn't able to play the top 8 or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was like very close to it. I don't remember exactly. But he's gotten quite a few IDC points by playing it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's just the one allure to bringing it is it's just rush with all of the good cheap bounce cards. So you love to see it.
I think it is a really underrated deck. People flock to like Fire Nature Rush more, but you don't see that many people playing Water Fire, and the people that do tend to place pretty high from what I've seen in the results. So I think it's definitely solid.
Yeah. As far as like just the standard, like I've always defined aggro and rush differently. Like rush is just play 1, 2, 3, 4, and you win on 4. Like you know if you're winning on turn 4 or not. And I feel like with fire or with water fire, the games can go a little bit longer, like you guys just saw. You can kind of play the role of tempo when it needs to.
Yep.
While still having Deadly Fighter on turn 1 every single time you play.
Every single time. I think this is 3 games in a row.
Yeah, 100%. So I am
I guess that's how the comebacks start, right? You just gotta get Deadly Fighter in your opening hand.
Yeah, just gotta go the distance. So playing Lightwater Dark now, Gigazald, Hydra Hurricane. Have Giga Slug. Don't see Lara Giga, which is a 4 of in this deck, or Belix or Pala early. It's just 9 blockers out of 45 cards. So Giga Slug is my play. End up letting the Deadly Fighter go for 1 more, just to see, and you end up swinging anyways with Kukbalin.
Yeah, I was thinking if I should or not, and I think it was based on what my follow-ups were going to be. I just wanted to get rid of anything on the board.
Yep. I still don't have blockers in hand. You can see I have a ton of discard, but not seeing any of my light side of the deck, which is super frustrating.
Yep. So
And
I bounced
no
the
triggers.
Gigabalsa. Yeah, no triggers. I bounced the Gigabalsa because I think the other card in my hand is an Aqua Surfer that I can't play anyways, so I didn't really care if you discard it. And if you do, then my creatures just win the game.
Yeah.
So
We've got a heavy decision to make here, and that's Yeah, the other fortunate side of Water Fire is that everything has really low attack power. So I'm kind of in between playing Lyra and then either my Giga Balza again or just bouncing the Hulkus. And I figured I'd leave you at the two 1,000 power creatures, see if you just feel spot, because you're going to swing with Deadly anyways, and then see if you swing with Unicorn Fish so I can kill it back, and then just try to play the use Miraculous Snare to give me my own shields back over the course of the game.
Yep.
But,
I think it's always cool to miraculous snare your own card. It's counterintuitive, but it's so good against some matchups.
yeah. So, again, tough position here, but barring you having a speed attacker, I should be able to survive this turn and then just try to play. I'm so deep in the tank here. I'm probably like 3 turns ahead of myself right now, just trying to think through like what needs to happen to live. So stream to give myself some more answers. I need to get myself to 8 or 9 mana in order to start doing the things I want to do. You have double creature.
Yep.
That's fine. I don't hate seeing a deadly fighter. Again, as long as you don't have a speed attacker next turn, I should be okay.
This deck is also playing Crystal Paladin, so I really wanted to get you down to no shields because I could do like Aqua Hulkus into Paladin or Aqua Guard into Paladin and kind of just snatch the win out, even if you were able to set up a good defense.
Yeah. I haven't been looking at your hand when you're drawing and shuffling your hand, but do you know what your last card is?
If I remember correctly, I'm holding another Aqua Surfer at this point.
Okay. Still pretty good.
Maybe we'll be able to see it. The way I'm holding my hand, I think it might not be visible.
Yeah. Yeah, realizing... So I have Miraculous Plague in hand, and I think that's going to be the play this turn as I continue to try to climb to that 8 to 9 mana mark.
Okay, so I take the Aqua Hulkus.
Yeah, and I hit double Surfer there. So I figure you're not playing any of those. Okay, it looks like you have... Ooh, it's a pretty good hand. I saw 2 cards. Okay, so
Spiral Gate.
Spiral Gate,
Hulkus.
Unicorn Fish, and Hulkus. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think I remembered having the other Aqua Surfer in my hand, but now watching it back, it was in my hand because it was plagued. So that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Yep, hit the Spiral Gate.
Spiral Gate's pretty nice.
Hit the Giga Slug. Which is a blessing I hit the Spiral Gate there because you just would have had game in your hand.
Yeah, because I could charge mana, Unicorn Fish, and Spiral Gate.
Double bounce, yeah. I wasn't banking on that even a little bit, but got to take some risks sometimes just to get yourself back in the game.
Yep.
So looks like you've still got some pretty good plays here. Hulkus is just always good. You actually play down. Interesting. What are you up to?
Yeah, so I remember like you had 2 darkness creatures on board, and you could do like a Hydro Hurricane or something and bounce all my stuff, and I wanted to just leave something on the board, just threatening you at all times.
Gotcha.
So I think I did that just to get rid of all your blockers, and then make it so Hydro Hurricane becomes less valuable.
Yeah, that's super fair. Yeah, I was Hydro Hurricane was so far out of reach at this point for me. I wasn't even considering it. My whole goal here is to get to like 9 mana comfortably while still being able to play something every turn. And then use
what was that from Bellix?
Snare. Miraculous
Snare, okay.
Because my goal wanted to be to play the blocker and then give myself a shield and keep you from still being able to make it through.
So here I remember this misplay. I played the Aqua Hulkus. I had something else in my hand that I was thinking if I should charge it or not. And I was like, well, if I draw, after I played the Aqua Hulkus, I realized if I drawed the Paladin, then I could just win right there. And I did end up drawing the Paladin, but I didn't charge the mana. And I didn't think about it till after the Aqua Hulkus touched the field. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Ah, jeez. Does it end up costing you? Time will tell. Yeah, so I am again very deep in my head. I've been holding on to a Gigazald since the beginning of the game. Just trying to find a comfortable time to play it so I can just start discarding your hand and get you out of options, because that just seems to be the overall here, is that I just can't keep you from playing Holgus because I
Yeah,
have to
I just
keep
keep playing
bouncing it.
cards.
Yeah. Oh, and I
And
sniped
there,
the
yep,
paladin.
the
Yeah,
paladin.
and that's where you tell me about it. I'm like, yeah, that kind of blows. So I end up snaring the Holkus, which in retrospect, I probably should have snared my Gigabalza again. But I'm really thinking about trying to get that Gigazald on board. And then you play Lucky Ball and make Gigazald super unappealing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Lucky Ball was off the top, which was very, very good.
I think you're still deep in the tank about whether or not you just play more creatures. Cause
So no, in my hand is Pyro Fighter and 2 Spiral Gates.
I thought that was a Snip Striker.
I think it's a Pyro Fighter. So I wanted to bounce because then this way Hydro Hurricane, no matter what, can't get rid of 2 of my attackers, and then I can just even though you can replay your blocker, it's going to be 3 of your mana, which is going to be enough to make it so you can't really do anything else. And then I'll be able to do bounce and speed attacker and should be able to take the win, but I don't remember exactly what happened here.
Yeah, I finally give up on Gigazald. Just end up playing the Petrova and making Gigaballs a huge. And then you just have the speed attacker and bounce, and that's the game.
Yep.
And I'm very salty. So.
Yeah, they're just threats just kept coming down, and it's just eventually you can't deal with all of it.
Yeah, I never could get out of my own way with that deck. I never could get like everything down on the board that I needed to, and just the constant need to bounce Holkus, and the constant ability for that deck to be able to drop 2 cards at any one time was just a little too much over too many turns there.
I think I had a lot of the right cards at the right time too that game, just like drawing the Lucky Ball. The Paladin would have been really lucky if I did charge the mana, which obviously I didn't.
Yeah, and definitely an early, not a great early start from Lightwater Dark either against a rush deck.
Yeah, because I had the Deadly Fighter and you didn't have La or a Giga.
Yeah, made for an entertaining match though. I will take it. So looks like the 2 times is starting to. There we go. All right, we're good.
Okay, I think we're back.
Excuse
and I get the Deadly Fighter again.
The man won't stop.
Yeah. Okay.
Force you to Spiral Gate an Aqua Guard then. Yeah, so I've got Water Dark. I'm down to my last deck. It went from me being 4-2 to now being your 2 to my last 1. Literally, last man standing is Water Dark here. So stick the Aqua Guard a 2-drop, and I'm feeling like I've regained momentum. So.
I question if me Spiral Gating the Aqua Guard was worth it. Like maybe I should have just saved it here and just let the Deadly Fighter go. But because I know you're playing an aggressive deck, I think I just wanted to get a little bit of work done as early as possible.
Yeah, for sure. Seeing the 2 Surfers go down is the whole reasoning behind attacking with Jewel Spider. I think if I hadn't seen the second Surfer, I probably would have waited on this attack and turn 2 there. But having 2 down, I felt safe. Surfer was the only blowout card, and I figured I could steal a shield or 2 and maintain, because I should be able to play 2 more creatures next turn if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, bounce the thing I can't attack. Feeling pretty good about it, and again, momentum continues to be on my side here. Yeah, Unicorn Fish very good when you're playing from ahead. Okay when you're kind of in the midst of a battle. Not great when you're behind.
Yeah, because 4 mana is a lot.
Yeah.
For a deck like this, at least.
Right.
Ideally, I think I want to be putting multiple creatures on board rather than just summoning one thing.
Yeah, and I think it goes without saying, like, Unicorn Fish is just maybe the best card in the game if you have momentum. Like,
I thought you were just going to stop there. Unicorn Fish is maybe the best card in the game.
No, you like that?
I was going to say, hold on a second.
Yeah, let's sit down. Christian used to give me a ton of crap for talking about this card as highly as I used to. And now it sees limited play here and there in most tempo decks. But Yeah, the card is just so punishing when you're ahead. It is the epitome of a win more card. Like
Yeah.
you win because of if you're already winning. Like so
But sometimes you're winning because you went first. You won the die roll, and
yeah.
then it can be
Yeah.
really good then.
Right. Unicorn fish is just your nail in the coffin at that point. But speaking
And
of,
speaking, yeah, here he comes.
yeah, no triggers from you just makes for a pretty clean 1, 2, 3 punch there. So
Yeah. So is this the final decks here?
it is, and the reason why you guys have stuck around now for what feels like almost an hour in a 2 times sped up match. Fun fact: this took Garabon and I almost 2 hours to play this full Survivor series.
Well, yeah, probably about
But
that.
but with that, yes, we are in the final match. Us both down to our last decks. My Water Dark aggro versus your Force of Survivors.
Yeah.
The auto build. This is just
Yeah,
auto
this-
versus quad, but that's I don't know, what do you call it? I don't know. I was trying to be weird and then I lost my train of thought.
I really like this Survivor deck. I think it's really fun. I think Survivors in general are just really cool, and I always remember back in the day, like going to tournaments and just thinking, like, man, Survivors stink. Like, I wish they were better. And then now we are like in the modern era, and we realize Survivors are actually pretty darn good.
When you build them consistently and try not to do a bunch of weird stuff, it usually works out. So thought we were frozen there for a minute, but you and I just were shuffling off camera. So hey, look, it's my dog again.
Yeah, I love those sleeves. They're so cool.
This was his St. Patrick's Day get up. So it's a little St. Patrick's Day photo shoot. So there we go. There's some
Looks
life
like,
out of
yeah,
me.
shuffling is finished. So these decks were kind of freshly built, and so they were all kind of in order. So we did have to take a little bit of extra time just to shuffle them up and make sure they
Yeah.
were ready to go for a real
Yeah.
game.
Yep. Yeah, I just finished organizing these before Garabon stopped in for a collab, and now I have to reorganize them again. Thank you. All right.
Oh.
So, Survivor's missing its Blazosaur drop on 2, which I don't mind seeing.
It looks like I ended up just charging it as mana.
Don't even need it.
Charge it on turn 3. Why not?
So, Spinning Terror proving why it's a pretty good card in rush decks. That bronze
I
arm
really
trap
like
can't
Spinning
do
Terror.
a thing about it. Charging Tardog in mana. It's a pretty good card.
Okay, another Bronze Arm Tribe.
Love seeing you at 6 mana on turn 4.
When you get Bronze Arm Tribe and then you play another one right away, it feels so nice.
Yeah. So, part of me here, so you play the Belix. So part of me here is like, okay, I've got a turn before APOC just blows me out. Not even thinking about the other Mass Removal Fire card. So I just play my hand out instead of playing the Spin Slicer. Like I could have played blue mana into like Melnia Spin Slicer. And instead just play the Spinning Terror.
Yeah.
And then
Play
get
right
blown
into
out
the
by a
first shot.
Played right
Yeah.
into it like an idiot. So there it is. I end up having the Melnia for the Spin Slicer after, which is cute. But now I have to ride this card to victory, and you just have.
I mean, he's got to get
6,
through 2
7
shields and a Belix.
2 shields and a Belix. I think if you just dirtle for 4 more turns, and I think I even said that live while we were playing. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you just don't play anything for 4 more turns, I think I can pull this off.
But we're looking at, I have what is that? It looks like a 5-card hand, and then you're gonna have to give me
Yeah.
2 more cards at least from the shields.
Yeah, play double
So I
smash.
think
Warren.
Yeah, I think the way it was like I felt like I just didn't need to deal with it right away. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just put creatures down. Why not? I wanted the power. Because I think I could play the Blazosaur and then get up to Power Attacker and kill it. But then I just drew the Terrapin. I'm like, oh, I'll just do that. Then I don't have to trade. I don't have to deal with the blocker.
This is fine. All right. Yeah. Just yawning as you make plays over there. Like, fighting for my life now as I try to come back from just the most savage burst shot. Played right into
Yeah.
it. Claude, I apologize. I don't know if you would have seen it, but I sure didn't.
Oh, top decking Aqua Guard twice in a row just also doesn't feel great.
Oh yeah, that was tough too. It's a lot of obscenities were spoken aloud. So
And now with the fortress, not
Yeah.
fortress shell, factory shell,
factory shell, yeah.
it feels like I can kind of just do whatever at this point. Factory shell out another smash horn. Smash horn uses factory shell's effect to get a grave worm. And at this point, I can just like swarm the board.
Yeah, this is where like Survivors gets really fun, right? And at
A third? No way.
You want to talk
I
about
remember you were top decking these. I don't remember it being 3.
Yeah, I did.
That is brutal.
Yeah, it's the worst. But now, in terms of someone dirtling, it just happened to be me. Now we just get to watch what happens when Survivors gets to just flex, and it is so much fun to watch. So, Florbos hits here. You get to search your deck for a spell and a creature.
Yep.
And then just do some other cool stuff.
So
I don't even think you're
where like.
Are you even mana optimizing right now?
Yeah, I'm not even optimizing. I'm just throwing cards down. Like, okay, let's play this. That's fine. Let's play that. All right.
Didn't even play the Blazosaur you just grabbed.
I didn't have red mana. I used it all because I didn't look at what I was doing.
I hate it. But
so much. I knew you couldn't really do anything with it. Just the spider. So
you didn't have to say it. Oh man, yeah. Apox says, "Hey, it's really cool what you did the last 3 turns. So just deal with that really quick."
Yeah, to get a soul swap, I think it didn't need it, but just because, why not?
Just
get a Blazosaur, get some more spells, also get a Evo.
I don't even know how much mana you've tapped at this point. I don't even know if what you just did was legal.
Maybe it wasn't. No, I'm pretty sure it was legal.
I'm pretty sure it was. I saw you
commenters will tell us. Somebody's gonna go back and check it.
Yeah, just half tapping mana. I'm pretty sure all of this is possible. Just throwing cards into mana, with just no caution to the wind.
Yeah, I mean, this is the point where I can choose to just have fun, or I could choose to just summon the Evo and end the game. But you know what? Let's just put a Sky Sword down, and then
play it a little safe. Yeah, if you hit 4 Surfers that I don't play, then that could be bad. So.
Oh yeah, I still get to search for a creature and a spell.
Yep. Play your Belix.
Then I also get a Belix, because why not?
Just keep Rebirth
just to keep it extra safe.
Just smash.
And then there we go, World Break.
Yeah.
Always
I think I
feels
asked you there. I was like, did you want to attack the Jewel Spider? Yeah. Now we're taking all 5. Hell yeah, man. What a match. Love watching.
By the way, the reason the
Survivors
2 Sky Swords tapped was I attacked with Sky Sword directly, and I think you said, no, you just summoned that one. I'm like, oh, okay, well, this one was on the board already.
Yeah. So, yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you absolutely attacked with the one you just played. Try to call a judge real quick. Judge! Cheating.
I guess I get DQ'd in post.
Yeah, love it. So, but yeah, how about that for a Survivor Series? Going up 4-2 on you very early, and then Fire Water. You channeling your inner Kirill. I'd always forget the numbers at the end of his username.
627.
Your inner Kirill 627 to come back sweep on a 3-peat there and take me all the way down to Water Dark. That was awesome.
Yeah, I think this format's really cool. It's a lot of fun. I would highly recommend it if you've got decks lying around, or you could just do it on OCTGN. Just the fact that it's the best of one, sort of, it makes it really volatile, and just even when you're behind like that, it truly feels like anything could happen. Yeah. So super fun. Hoping someday soon you and I will be in the same place again to do another live collab. If not, we should. Yeah, I would love to. I had so much fun. Thank you so much for having me over, by the way. That was pretty sick. Yeah, of course. I'm just glad you were able to make it down. That was awesome. So, a couple of shout outs at the end. Definitely go check out Garabon's channel. His links will be in the description below. I'll try to hyperlink them here on the channel. God knows if I'll actually do it or not. But definitely go check out his channel. We have some collab stuff going on over there as well. Should be live at the same time this video posts, so definitely go check that out. If you want to see some wacky drafting, then check that out. That's on my channel. And right after this, stay tuned. Once we cut out of here, we've got a live opening. Garabon won the Survivor Series, so he gets to open the packs. So stay tuned for that, and we'll
We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Let's do it. Catch you later.
And we're back.
We're back. I'm the winner, so that means I get the privilege to open the base set blister pack. We did already open the other one of these, and we realized it's very difficult without scissors, but
Yeah.
we're going to try to open this.
I cracked into it. There's a tiny like seam if you open
Yeah.
up like that middle piece there.
Oh, God. I don't have very good nails.
I have 0 nails, so.
Oh, no. Maybe this is the thing where we edit this out.
Yeah,
This is brutal.
This is classic Earthbound right here. We don't.
Okay, this corner is kind of open.
All right.
So I want to.
It is incredibly old, so like, there's a good chance that if you just bend it, it probably just cracks open.
But I kind of want to preserve like this back part. Okay, we're gonna just try this corner a few more times. What about if I use my keys?
Okay.
That could be a thing. Actually, no, this probably isn't a thing. Oh, this is so bad.
So rip into it from the center, from like that little centerpiece, and like that's how I got into it. If you
From
like,
here?
yeah.
All right, we're just gonna go for it. Oh no, I'm gonna ruin the cards. I'm gonna ruin me. I bet I could bite it open, but I'm not gonna do that on camera.
Just savage.
Wait, hold on.
I did feed my guest, you too.
Okay, we're making progress.
Yeah,
We
there
ripped
it is.
it.
Yeah,
We don't have a cool backing, but we have packs. Okay.
that's all we need. Oh Lord.
Base set pack number 1. And
And we made it.
let me just get these both out. Base set pack number 2. I think Aqua Sniper is way cooler than Mighty Shouter. So we're gonna save the Aqua Sniper pack for last. And let's open up the Mighty Shouter. We didn't get any foils last time, so I don't know where. I shouldn't say that because if you haven't watched my video yet, now you don't. Okay, you didn't hear anything. All right, here we go. Starting with the puzzle piece. We've got Fatal Attacker Horvath. We have Wandering Brain Eater. Miel Vizier of Lightning. Okay, so we're going to try to hope to get any hollows would be very exciting. I want to see like Holy All would be cool. Brawler Xyler. Fearfang is okay. Like that's kind of cool. I like Fearfang. Bone Assassin the Ripper is also pretty nostalgic. And now we're coming into uncommons. Okay, Toil Vizier of Hope. Pretty cool card. Stinger Worm.
Not as fun as you want it to be. Hey.
Tornado Flame, not bad. And our rare is Trihorn Shepherd.
Shout out
Oh,
to
okay.
you have to go watch the video we did on Garabon's channel. That's just hilarious.
This is
and very
worse.
underwhelming.
That's worse than the one I pulled last time, just so you know.
That's just worse than the fake pack cards, but we'll
Is it-
let
yeah.
you guys decide.
All right, pack number 2. We're going to start with the code card. And let's get into it. We have...
This is so awful. I'm gonna come down here.
Okay.
There we go.
Yep. Fearfang. Should I just put it above?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Fearfang. Immortal Baronvorg, like these vanillas, they're pretty nostalgic. I think they're cool. Hunterfish. More vanillas. Ryusol the Oracle. Wandering Brain Eater. And I think this is the last common Golden Wing Striker. The uncommons.
Another Toel.
Toel.
Love untapping stuff.
Dome Shell. Masked Horror Shadow of Scorn. And Aqua Knight.
Hell yeah.
All right, not the greatest packs, but we had fun opening them. We had fun dueling, so what more could you ask for?
Yeah. And shout outs. Thank you so much. It's been a blast.
Yeah.
And go check out Garabon's channel for the draft battle. It was a ton of fun.
Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in a future episode.
Peach.
Peace.